it's me! And it's Christmas Eve! Woo! Christmas Eve is one of the best days of Christmas, I think, because it's kind of a bonus, particularly if you don't have to go into an office or a workplace. I mean, I am technically working, but for me it's not really working. I just love doing what I do, so how can that be work? Anyway, I'm going to add a little message just let me know when you have joined. Tell us where you are from. Joining from. Are you excited about Christmas? There we go. So hopefully everyone will be jumping on very soon. I know there's always a bit of a delay. Hello, Nora. So yes, I'm doing 3D stuff today. Whoa! Always a bit of a worry when I'm doing 3D live. Never know quite what's going to go wrong. But hey, it'll be fine. Hello, Claire. So I was going to put on my Christmas jumper, but you know what? It's quite chilly in here. It's not as cold today as it was yesterday, but because it's damp, it feels colder. Nora loves Christmas. I love Christmas too. Our Christmas plans have gone a little pear-shaped this year, but all is good. We're just going to have a quieter Christmas than we had planned. One of the people that we were going to be with, unfortunately, has tested positive for COVID. And as they were the person that we knew at the event we were going to, it's kind of, skewed things. It's fine. Fortunately, hubby and I like leftover turkey, so we had bought a turkey so that we could cook turkey to have leftovers. So all good. Oh, I've just remembered what we didn't get. It's fine. Hello, Suzanne from Washington. It has been a while since you caught me live. But yes, and it's Washington State, not DC. So you're on the northwest coast of the US. If my geography is anything other than appalling. Hopefully that's right. I would imagine it's quite chilly with you, although being on the coast maybe not. I don't know. The only reason I'm saying that is you may remember a couple or so years ago, gosh, it must be 3 years ago now, I ended up spending an unplanned holiday in Bergen in Norway. And when I flew out via Oslo. And in Oslo, there was thick snow, freezing cold. But in Bergen, because it's on the coast, it was still wet. And we did have snow during the week, 10 days that I was there, nearly a fortnight. But it wasn't like snow lying. I went up the mountain one day and that did have snow lying, but otherwise no. Hello, Joe. So I am using today the All Squared Away stamp set, which is not one that many people I think have looked at, but it does come with matching dies, which I thought I had got out, but maybe not. Hello, Jan from Florida. Excited to get... You're usually at work, but you've got a day off. Excellent. Yes, it's actually a reasonable time of the day in the US at the moment, isn't it? Hello, Amanda from Oz. Not such a good time of day for you guys. Must be about midnight. Depends whereabouts you are in Oz, of course. Anyway, so yes, All Squared Away. There are matching dies. I prefer the stamp set to the dies, although I do have the dies. But we're going to use the stamp set today, and specifically the squares. The stamp set has got the squares in the corners, and they're not in the corners on the front. Yes, northwest state, low 40s and rain. 10 a.m. in the morning or in Florida. That's reasonable. 11 p.m. in Perth. Oh, you're in Perth. I liked Perth. I went there many years ago and had a holiday with some cousins who were living there. They had gone out as 10 Bob Poms. He was a doctor, so they were quite keen on having him in Perth. Apparently when he set up his first practice, it was in a corrugated tin hut, which must have been quite hot. But hey-ho. Hello, Lorna. Happy Christmas. Love your nails. Really pretty nails. Hi, Steffi. 42 degrees in Perth. Now, for those who are not necessarily on the same wavelength, right, so Suzanne in Washington State, Northwest America, it's low 40s. She is talking about Fahrenheit. When Amanda in Perth is talking about 42 degrees, she's talking centigrade. So Amanda is going to have a very, very, very hot day. And Suzanne is having a less hot day. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. I haven't drunk enough today. So, yes, 42 degrees. Ouch, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing the stamping, then I'm going to make the box. I have prepped for once. I'm going to take the lid off my thermos, which has got my drink in it, because I've only just made it, so it's basically boiling water. So I'm going to take the lid off, and then by the time I get to the point where I desperately need a drink, it might actually be cool enough to drink. It's a fruit tea. It's called mulled wine magic, so it's got all of the spices and not the alcohol. Anyway, let me flip the camera down so you can see what I have got ready. So, all squared away, as I say, I've got the stamps mounted on their blocks. These are C blocks. You could use D blocks quite adequately, but they do fit nicely on a C block. They are about 1 3/4 inches, just under 1 3/4 inches. I'm going to be cutting at 1 3/4. For those of you who are metric, I'm not. They are just under 4.5 centimeters, but I will be working in inches, as is my thing. So I've got a piece of basic white. I've also got a piece of real red card. So I'm going to keep with the Christmas a little bit, in that we're using real red. So I've got my real red ink pad, and I'm going to stamp 5 squares. I haven't decided which one I'm going to double up yet, but I am going to need 5 because I'm going to have a 6-sided box, but the bottom isn't going to be visible. Well, I'm not going to bother with them. Actually, I could do 6. No, I'll do 6. Apart from anything else, it'll then give me a choice. So I'm not even going to try to get them straight. I will just cut them. So who has got all their presents? And of those who have got all their presents, have you got them all wrapped? I would say I've got all the presents and they're not wrapped. That's about as good as I can go. So I'm going to use the wave as one of the doubles. I may use... no, I can't do that. I was going to say I may use a wave on the top and the bottom, but that won't work. Then I've got this sort of loopy scribble. Let's just make sure it's properly or reasonably inked. I'm going to actually do that because I have a cream jumper on. And I don't know that cream and real red go together particularly well. I'm just saying. I might actually do 2 of each of these and then see where we go. So yes, who has only got one left to buy, but none wrapped yet? I'm not quite sure how you can nearly have one left to buy. Hello, Priscilla from Indiana. No wrapping yet. No, I wrapped some presents that I needed to send down to where we were supposed to be spending Christmas. So those got wrapped very, very quickly. They're not the best bits of wrapping I've ever done. But But other than that, no, not really. Nancy, also from Washington State. Yay! So 2 from Washington State. So we've got Suzanne from Washington State and Nancy. It's a sad Christmas for us this year. I have half-heartedly bought some gifts and they haven't been wrapped. I will just use some gift bags. Oh, I'm sorry it's a half-hearted. I have to say this is our first Christmas without my father. I mean, I should say without either of my parents because we have lost both our parents, but or both my parents, I should say. Martin lost both his parents many years ago. But my father was staying with us last year because we were bubbling with him, so we could. But yeah, so it is a bit sad, but we're going to make the best of it. And we're going to be Zooming with the people that we should have been with. So yeah, we're going to make the best of it. Don't worry, Amanda, I got confused how you could nearly have one left to buy. Lorna has finished wrapping. Up stupid o'clock tomorrow to drive to Cambridge. Oh, that's quite a drive. Leaving number 1 son in charge of the house. Well done. Well done. Right, so I've got 2 of each of the squares, so I've got choice later on. I'm just going to tuck my stamps under one of my lights so that I don't end up leaning on them. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer, that's the word. First without Mum, she passed away in November. Oh, so it's very, very close, and it's your granddaughter's first Christmas, but won't see them till Boxing Day. Well, at least you'll be able to look forward to seeing your granddaughter on Boxing Day. Right, so I can just do that. Should, of course, have chopped off that bit at the bottom, but hey. So I'm just going to chop that off now. I do want a reasonable size piece of white because I will be wanting to do a tag. Yay, that will fit. Marvellous. Okay, right, so there are 2 ways of doing this. You can be very brave and, well, I say you can be very brave and try and do it with your trimmer and stuff, or you could use scissors. I'm going to try to get these reasonably straight by using my guillotine. Don't know how successful I'll be, but I'm going to give it a go. All bought but none wrapped. From Steffi, got all the kids' prezzies, some wrapped, but Christmas has been cancelled for us. Daughter and grandson are in one house and my son is home. Oh, tested positive. Oh, and you do Christmas at your house. Yeah, well, that's the problem that we've got because my sister-in-law has tested positive. And at the moment we're just hoping that my brother and niece won't. That's almost straight. Right, so I'm just going to keep going with these for a little while. This is going to be like watching paint dry, for which many apologies. Now, as I say, you could, and I might just to prove it, you could be brave and use your snips. So, actually, that's going to be easier. It depends on how brave you are, but I'm going to do that because it's going to be quicker in the long run. Famous last words. And then we're going to make the box, and I'm going to tie it with ribbon. And it's going to be a real red fest because I've got real red card, real red ink, and real red ribbon. So I always say that Stampin' Up! Is about colour coordination. That's not quite straight. And this will prove it one way or the other. So, yeah. So our positive case is triple vaxxed, so 2 vaccinations, both AZ and booster. I think she had Pfizer, Martin and I had Moderna. And she's in bed. She described it as being a really nasty cold. Now, habitually, I have had, when we aren't isolating, I would get one really, really nasty cold at the beginning of the winter season. And that would be kind of it for the year. I'd get more colds, but they wouldn't be as bad. So the fact that this is a mutated form of coronavirus, and coronavirus is the virus that gives you a common cold, actually makes sense that she's feeling a bit coldy. She's got a bit of a cough, she's snuffly, tired, but generally not too bad. Your daughter and her family are spending it with the in-laws. We usually go as well, but Dad didn't want to go this year, which is understandable. Absolutely. No, I totally get that. I mean, we were, as I say, the people we were going to be staying with are my sister-in-law's family, and they would have made us incredibly welcome, but we don't really know them very well. I mean, we've met on a few occasions, but not a lot. And they were going to then have their family as well. So there would be quite a lot of people that we didn't know at all. And I honestly couldn't face trying to be brave with strangers. And as I say, I know they would have made us incredibly welcome, but it was just going to be too difficult. So that's fine. We get to spend Christmas on our own, which is the first one for years. We did do it before we moved up here, but we haven't done it since we've been here, so it's fine. And we've got lots of friends about, many of whom are on their own, so we'll be meeting up between Christmas and New Year. So it's going to be good. So nearly done. That's spare scrap rather than scrap. I forgot to do my housekeeping, so I'm going to do it while I finish this off. So, for those who don't know me, I am Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the UK, selling to the UK, France, Germany, Austria and the Netherlands. I only use Stampin' Up! Products. It is my job. This is how I earn money. So if you are in Europe, I would be delighted if you would shop with me, or at least try me. My customer service has had very, very, very good reviews. So give it a go. You have nothing to lose. If you are, well, wherever you are in the world, you are very welcome to follow me on any of my social media. I'm doing quite a lot on Instagram these days, so do find that. And if you're enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't already subscribe, you can do that by clicking on the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Right, that's that bit over. Apart from, if you're watching me on Thursday, the 23rd of December at roughly 3:20 in the afternoon UK time, you will find a live button in the top left-hand corner. And if you leave if you comment during the live, I'll be able to react. If you're watching after that, there will not be a live button, and I won't be able to see your comments live, but I will still answer them. Just leave them there. You can leave those below the description bar. I've bought with you within the last couple of weeks. The items are excellent, Joe. Thank you. I mean, the orders all go from our warehouse in Germany. But what you also get when you order from me is at the beginning of the following month, you get my thank you gifts, which are a handmade card, which I leave blank so that you can use it. So it's a handmade card, a little gift of some nonsense. And then if you've used the host code, and Joe, I did add the host code for you because you're new, and the second order you did with the host code anyway, you also get the 2 card kits for the month. So I send you everything you need to make 2 cards of your own. And then there's a host gift and stuff if you place a qualifying order and all that good stuff. It's all on my website. If you need to see that, you can find that by clicking below. I say that associated blog post will be up soon. Otherwise, my website is oldstablescrafts.co.uk. So, piece of real red card is 7 inches by 8.5. We're going to make a 2x2 box. Brilliant, Jo. So, with the 8.5 at the top, I am going to score at 2, 4, 6 and 8. That's easy. On the 7, I'm going to score at 1/2, 2.5, 4.5 and 6.5, and that is all we need to do. So this is going to be a box that has an opening top and bottom, with all the flappy bits that go with it. So, and obviously you can make a box any size. If you want it to be square, then obviously all of your dimensions are going to be the same for each side, and you just need to multiply by 4 for the going round, and by 3 for the up and down, and then add 1/2 inch on your long side and 1 inch on your short side. And I'm saying this as if it's always square, because you'll need these for the flaps that click in, and this is your seam, for want of a better word. You'll see what I mean as we go along. Oh, my L has come off my thing. Never mind, we'll put that back on later. I've still got it, which is all that I need. So the bone folder is actually this month's gift. It's a bone folder and a surprise, and they've actually changed the logo on the bone folder, certainly since I got this one. So it's now black with the white as opposed to white with the black, but it's almost the same. So this is where I have to concentrate for a moment. So we're going to make a box. We want this to be the back. So these 2 are going to be my flaps. So turning it over there, these 2 are going to be my flaps. So what I'm going to do is cut down with the score line outside where I'm cutting. So here's going to be where I cut, and here's the score line. Hopefully you will see that when I've done it. So I'm going to cut inside the score line. The score line is ugly, we do not want it. So the score line is now here, and it will be going. I also need to do exactly the same thing this side. This is always a little bit harder because we've got a narrow piece like that, and then just get rid of that piece at an angle. Same again the other side. So this time I'm going to go do my angle. How did you get the hole in your bone folder? Ah, well, yes, you see, there's the trick. Wasn't me. It was actually a gift from my upline. She got someone to do it for her. I think it was just with a drill. So yeah, I think it was just with a drill. But I've had it for, oh gosh, years. I mean, I say years, not that many years, because I haven't been demoed for that many years. I've probably had it for maybe 3 years. But yeah, it was just, she just had it drilled through. So she got someone to drill them through and to do the ring, the split ring and the initial. They were a gift for hitting a certain achievement. Right, so with our box, we've got our lid. We also need something to stop our lid falling in. So these 2 sides are going to be the bit that stops the lid falling in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up again, leaving the score line to the outside, because this is the piece I'm keeping. And again, leaving the score line to the outside. This is the piece I'm keeping, so it's to the left of my snips. And I will be losing this piece, but I'm going to do the other side first. So again, just repeat the same. This, I'm holding the piece that I'm keeping, so the score line is this side. This is the piece I'm keeping, so the score line is to the side where my hand is, like that. So these two bits I'm going to lose. So again, I'm going to get rid of that score line because it's ugly. It's not a nice finish. So that goes, and this one goes. So let's get those folded in. And again, I'm getting rid of my ugly score line. Because what we don't want is this sort of ridge effect. I mean, on the inside it's even worse. So that's why we're getting rid of it. So this is what we're keeping. These are our flaps. So the flaps, we just cut to about 1/2 inch, there or thereabouts. And then I will show you two ways of tidying those up. So again, 1/2 inch. Just wanted to check to see I hadn't got any more questions. So for those of you that are watching on replay, this is what I mean by, so Jan asked me how did we get the hole in the bone folder, so I've reacted. If you're watching on replay, you could still ask the question and I would just come back with the answer in a few days. I try and answer about once a week. Right, so this is what we've got. But we have still got some ugly score lines showing, and we've got everything square apart from here. So our two choices are, we can either tidy things up with our trio punch or any corner punch that you may have, but the trio punch works nicely. So I would just pop my corners in and punch so I get my nice rounded ends. Or, and you can do them on these as well. To do them on these, you have to kind of do a whole foldy thing, which I will show you. So you fold everything in and then you get your nice round edge. Or you can just cut at a very slight angle. It's just so that the edge of the card doesn't bash against the... this doesn't get caught on the edge of the card. I do actually need to just get rid of that nasty little bit of score line. So what I would do with where I've got the score line, if I was doing this, is basically cut that score line away. What's your favourite thing to make? Favourite time of year for makes? Ooh, my favourite things to make. I do like making boxes. I don't make as many as I should. I love making boxes. I had great plans for doing a gingerbread house and all sorts of things. I do like using the corner rounder, so I am going to do corner rounding. So yes, those are my favourite things. Favourite time of year? I'm actually a summer person. What's your favourite? Favourite time of year for makes? Favourite time of year for makes is probably Christmas or winter, actually. I mean, in our family, we've always habitually had lots of winter birthdays. And I think winter birthdays get lost in the lead up to Christmas. So in the days when both my parents were alive, we started with my mother's birthday on October the 31st. She always used to swear that she was not a witch. Then it was my birthday on the 1st of November. My sister-in-law is the 3rd of November. My father was the 1st of November. 1st of December. So we were quite close to the whole Christmas thing. And it's not necessarily that easy to get nice birthday things that close to Christmas. So I do like to do the whole birthday, not Christmas thing, really. Right, so before I put this all together. Ooh, actually, I've had a thought. I do need to choose which ones I'm going to double up with. That's a little large. So, I mean, it's not. It's perfect. But it's a little large in the space. So I've got some more basic white here. And, oh, that was your mother's birthday too. My mother, bless her. So bearing in mind my mother's birthday was the 31st of November and mine was the of October rather, and mine was the 1st of November, is the 1st of November. She was in labour for a bit of her birthday and then spent subsequent birthdays getting ready for my birthday, which was wonderful of her, but not really what you necessarily want to do on your birthday. Anywho, so I'm going to cut a strip of card at 1 7/8, and then I am going to cut that into squares because I think it would look nice to have a bit of a border round the outside of our stamped pieces. You met your husband on the 31st of October and he's sure I'm a witch. Okay. But yes, I have to say I did for some years make Halloweeny style cards for my mother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more for her birthday. But yeah, those of you who are in the UK will know that Halloween is not the big thing that it is in other countries. Although it was an English, and I do think I'm right in saying English thing, which was then exported to the US and then re-imported. Oh, thank you, Kay. Thank you very much. So I am going to add those onto squares before I pop them on there. I was thinking of using dimensionals, but I'm not using dimensionals. I mean, I'm thinking, but I'm not using dimensionals. So just add some, actually we could probably do this quicker just by doing 3 strips of adhesive. That went a bit stringy. Oh, do you know, I think this might be Whisper White. However, the only reason I say that is it's not quite the same colour. It's a slightly yellower colour, but it'll be fine. Because Whisper White, our old Whisper White, was slightly yellower than basic white, and putting these together just makes me wonder whether, who knows. So basically what I'm doing is not choosing them, I'm just picking them up as they come. I'm just going to have to make sure I've got at least one of each, and then if I double up on some, that will be fine. So I've got not much going on now until between Christmas and New Year. Those of you who are already customers of mine, and Joe, I need to check to see whether I have sent you a catalogue, but if I haven't, I will be sending you a catalogue. You should be getting your catalogues if they have not already arrived, and a Christmas gift, well, Christmas card with a bit of a gift inside. So you can get ready for the new catalogue. I know, it's madness. But I will be doing, so Saturday, rather than doing Simple Stamping Saturday on Saturday, I will be showing you what is in the product shares that I'm doing for the new catalogue. Anyone who's on my newsletter will already have seen that. Anyone who's already received their catalogue from me will already have seen that. But yeah, those are going out. There is also for my customers, my existing customers, there is a little extra offer. So yes, Joe, as I say, I can't remember if I sent you one or not because I was sending them out just about when you were ordering them. Oh, Catherine, I'm so pleased it's arrived. Just a bit of nonsense. So Catherine's on my team. And well, she's on one of my team members' teams, but I sent all of my 3 levels of team a little Christmas thing, which are beginning to arrive, which is good. So to put the box together is incredibly simple. We need one bit of glue, which will go here. First, however, what's easiest is if you do actually put your bits on first. So I'm thinking I'm going to have one of those on the top, and then that's going to be there, so I'm going to probably put that one there, and then I'll have one of these on the bottom. Which one shall I put on? I'll put that one on the bottom, and then I can have that one there, that one there, and that one there. Perfect. Right, so for speed I'm using liquid adhesive. This is my preferred glue for speed and for slipability, because it does give you that little bit of wiggle room so that you can get things where you want them. I tend not, if it's one layer of Whisper White, I tend not to use the liquid adhesive because it can show through. Don't know how because I love you all, Lorna, that's how. And Lorna, thank you very much for my gift. Gosh, that took time. Talking about taking time, Lorna, bless her, sent me a sunflower bookmark that she had embroidered. So that was very sweet. Very sweet indeed. Because I am a bit of a thing about, I do have a bit of a thing about sunflowers. I've got an inspiration board sort of thing on my wall. And there are some sunflowers on there with quotes. I mean, I've got Meryl Streep as well. What makes you different or weird? That's your strength. I always think is a great quote, particularly as I do tend to be different and weird on occasions. What else have I got? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. That's on one of my sunflowers. What else? Some days you just have to create your own sunshine, which is basically what I do with my paper crafts. I am passionate. Do you know papercraft is actually good for you? It is good for the soul. Being creative for 30 minutes a day will make you feel better. So there we go. Now I think we all know that if you take exercise, that also makes you feel better because endorphins go round. But given a choice of running in the cold and wet or crafting, I know which I would rather do. Oh, bless. That's wonderful, Jan. So what else have I got? She's a sunflower, strong and bold and true to herself. Not as lovely as a rose, but also not as fragile. There you go. Right, so that's all of those bits added. Then all we need to do is to take our Seal Plus, find a project, use 3 different sorts of adhesive. You could use tear and tape instead. But Seal Plus, and I'm just going to make sure I get those ends, and then I can fold in the little bits that go over the edge. What else have I got? Oh, I've got Prosecco. Prosecco is also always the answer, but you know, that's not sunflowerish. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. That's another sunflower. But yes, lots of sunflower things. This last year. Good, Joe. Yeah, I used to have not a cricket, but it was a similar thing before I started with Stampin' Up. And I enjoyed it, but I do like the creativity of doing it yourself. So there is our little box. Easy as. So this is the top, she says, just checking. Or that could be the top. Either. Choose a thing. I do want a tag, and I did choose one of the sentiments, which was the best thing about today is you, because that is the best thing about today is you guys, because you're here with me. So let's pop that on there. Yeah, that will just fit. Just fit. So I'm going to do my stamping first. Thank you, Joe. As I say, it's not a stamp set that a lot of people have embraced, from what I can tell, because there aren't that many samples using it. But I actually have started taking part in a thing. It's following a challenge that's with stamping through the catalogue, and it's stamping through the catalogue. And each month they issue a challenge to use different stamp sets throughout the month. And today's stamp set is All Squared Away. So it's really good because it means I don't have to keep thinking about what I'm going to do, because they tell me. I mean, I don't have to, but they suggest the stamp set. Thank you, Suzanne. So it just saves a step. So all the best thing about today is you, and I've got one of the tailor-made tags. Tailor-made tags? Tailor-made tags. Yep. Which I'm going to use. I'm going to pop it on a bit of an angle so that it's got a corner going towards it rather than a straight edge. Happily, this is a script stamp, and it does go up and down a bit, so there is no very straight, which is great. So I could have actually done the other thing that I needed to do while I was doing this, but hey, life's fine. So that's that. And I want some real red hole protectors. So with one of these scraps from the box, I can do that. Oh, did anyone see? I took some photos when we were up in London a couple of weeks ago at Hammersmith. I think it was Hammersmith Station. Anyway, one of the underground stations that's actually overground. And I've used them as inspiration for some projects. The first one has already gone live, and it's using up lots of scraps. I do like a project that uses up lots of scraps. That's what's holding me back about joining up. Not being able to think of things all the time. You need to look at the Instagram Stamping Through the Catalogue. I am going to start with my team, and I should stress that most of my team are not running a business, and I love that they're not running a business. They're just having fun. And my whole ethos is that papercraft is about doing something you enjoy and that is good for you, which it is. It may not be so good for your bank balance, but if you actually try and sell stuff, that helps pay for your stash. But I am going to start doing more challenges, both in my team group, but also in my crafty hangout. So I've got the Old Stables Crafty Hangout, which is a Facebook group which anyone can join. I do ask you to confirm that you will follow the group rules, which are, be nice, basically. So yes, I want to be a little bit more active in those groups. I was helping out my upline with her Facebook groups, which was taking an awful lot of time, and I've stepped back from doing that, and somebody else is now doing it instead, which is great because it means they get the benefit of having a go. So yes. But there are lots of challenges around that do help inspire. It wasn't on my wish list, but I think have a bunch of ideas floating around in my head now. Great! Oh, Steffi, that's brilliant. Yes. Absolutely, Catherine. We all keep silly little bits of card, silly little bits of card, and every now and again you just need to use them. Right, so I have got, and this was actually from a video I was doing from one of my recent online classes. I've got this piece of this is the Pampered Pets combo. It's the ribbon that goes with that, and which Where's the front? There's the front. So this is from that. So I'm going to run that round. And, well, that's far too long. Let's shrink that down a bit. But yes, there is so much inspiration, as you say, Steffi. Oh, Steffi, thank you. We have fun. We're doing a team swap. You don't have to join, but my team newsletter, which went out yesterday, we're doing a swap for the new catalogue. And basically I'm saying, make whatever you want from either using predominantly stuff from either the new catalogue or the Celebration catalogue. And then we just make a number of them and swap them. And that way you don't have to buy the whole catalogue necessarily. But it gives you ideas as well. So, right. So, let me just feed that back through. Come along. I'm all fingers, or rather I'm all thumbs, one or the other. Can't decide quite which, but I'm all something. And I need the other one, because I want that to go through under there. Thank you very much. Right, okay. I'm still trying to get to grips with the best way of tying a bow. If anyone knows the best way to tie a bow, please shoot a little video and DM me, because I'm really struggling. I want a pretty bow. Anyway. Hey ho, it's fine with small ribbon like this, narrow ribbon like this, but when you're using a thicker ribbon, it sometimes is a bit tricksy. Anywho, so there we go. So that's with that, and I quite like the fact that that's the dots with the dashes on top. Bom, 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 straighten the edges, do a little angle, so it's pretty. I know I've got a tag to add. Haven't forgotten, but what I have is some of the other twine from the Pampered Pets combo, which is the black and white baker's twine, which is very pretty, and it's quite nice to have that little bit of contrast. So this I'm just going to pop through there and tie in a knot, and then we'll be done. Joe, in the new year we will have a joining offer. So, as I say, I will double check, and if I haven't sent you a catalogue, and I have a horrible feeling that I'd done my list before you shopped with me, so I will get one out to you. So yes, in the Celebration brochure there is a joining offer, and it's more free stuff, just saying. The ribbon is gorgeous, isn't it? I think it's probably missed because it's tied up with the Pampered Pets. And it's so much better than that. I mean, I'm not saying that the Pampered Pets isn't good. I'm just saying it's so much more than that. Right, so I want something to tie that black in. So what I'm going to do is grab out of my little box of embellishments. I wish we still did these wood mount cases, but we don't, so it's fine. So I've got my matte black dots. They would make great place settings. Oh, absolutely. The other thing that make great place settings are the pretty pillow boxes. I was trying to think about how to finish that sentence, but hey. So I'm just going to add some of these matte black dots to this little tag, just to help tie that black in. Like that. So there we go. That is today's little project. So most of that was stamping and cutting. Oh, with the chocolate inside. Yeah, not for me. Those of you who don't know, I can't eat chocolate. I can eat it. It just doesn't sit well with me. Shall we leave it at that? Yes, that's a good idea. Anyway, so there we go. So it's a little 2-inch square box. You can make it bigger, smaller, whatever. I think your only limitation would be probably anything much smaller than an inch would be difficult. You're supposed to be getting Happy Mail tomorrow, but I won't hold your breath. US mail is not the best these days. No, I have to say the UK mail is interesting. Anyone in the UK, so in the UK we can order, and have been able to pretty much the whole way through, we can order free lateral flow tests. They come in a box of 7, and we can order them online. Or you can get a code and you can go and pick them up from your pharmacy. They have been sporadic, shall we say. So I was ordering them and then weren't arriving, and they weren't arriving, so I'd order some more and they weren't arriving. So in the last 2 days we've had 3 boxes. So that'll keep me going for a while. Thank you, Kay. And you, Amanda. Yes, very happy Christmas and everyone. Now, do remember, if you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed it, please share. If you don't already subscribe, I would love you to subscribe. I'm going to flip the camera up so I can see properly. So yes, do share, do give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff. But in the meantime, have a fantastic Christmas. I will be back on Tuesday and Thursday next week with some shorter videos, but they will be live. Saturday, as I say, Simple Stamping Saturday will actually be what's in the product share and information about that. I've already started getting orders for the product share, so if you would like it, please do hop on that. Home tests are hard to come by, yeah. So I gather, Jan. But in the meantime, have a fantastic Christmas, New Year. So if you want product shares, do let me know sooner rather than later so I can get you on the list. And yeah, have a fantastic Christmas, New Year and all that good stuff. And I will see you again on Tuesday for a quick little live. Possibly with celebration stuff. Yeah, I think with celebration stuff. So have a fantastic time. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, whatever. And I will see you again after Christmas. Keep safe, keep well, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.